Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, managing editor of Canada's podcast. My guest today on Calgary's podcast is Nancy Nasr, who is founder of Think Stunning. Thanks for joining us today, Nancy.
Thank you, Mario. I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, wonderful. Let's start off by just maybe you describing for us what Think Stunning is and what you do.
Think Stunning is a boutique located in Southcentre Mall, and we offer women and baby and home accessories. I would say, actually, Think Stunning is more than a boutique. It's a place filled with the stories, with love, with creativity, because I have built a community of 28 women, local female entrepreneurs that create amazing, talented women that create products that are one of a kind.
Okay.
So, yes, that's what we offer, a story behind each product.
Oh, perfect. When did you start this?
It was back in 2015 when I joined the unemployed professional market.
Hmm.
And it was a crisis in Calgary, and I didn't know what to do. So I decided I'm going to design a lunch bag because back when I used to work in a corporate, I realized that women didn't have a nice lunch bag to carry their food, so they would just use shopping bags. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna just design one, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I wanted women to be able to eat healthier on the go. So I designed this lunch bag, and I used to go from market to market to promote it.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
met wonderful, talented women, and that makes me feel like I wasn't the only one going through that crisis, and there were plenty women doing the same, like making products to help their family. And I felt very inspired. 2 years later, I opened the store. Think Stunning became a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how, with
So
the concept, with the vision to support women and to help women to look better and feel better about themselves.
what were you doing prior to this?
I used to work at Deloitte, an accounting firm. Yes.
Okay. So how was that transition going from the corporate world to being your own on you being an entrepreneur?
It's always been in my heart, and I always wanted to have my own business, and I did in the past, but then I went back to corporate, and then I got laid off, and I decided, okay, maybe this is the time for me to create something. And I
Yeah.
saw, my love for fashion has always been there. So I decided to design this lunch bag, and that's how all this started. Think Stunning was born.
Yeah. How has it been? Obviously, the journey of an entrepreneur is not an easy one, right? How has it been for you the last few years?
It's been, like you said, a journey. And in the process, I have met wonderful people. Is ups and downs, obviously. But it's during these tough moments when you feel the connection and you feel the support from your community. So it takes a village, and I feel very grateful for that. Um, Think Stunning is thriving. Think Stunning is getting um, more noticeable in our community. People are keep coming back and sending their friends. So
Yeah.
I can see the need to have something unique, something different, and I also see the love that Calgarians have to support local.
Yeah.
So that's very good.
And you're obviously, in an industry or the retail sector has been
Yes,
challenged in the last couple of years, especially through COVID, et cetera. How
right.
important, how important was it for you during that time to be able to adapt, to be resilient?
Yes, that's what we do. We recreate, we reinvent ourselves. We try to pivot, to change, to make it work. And I always think about a problem like something excited, because you are able to see it in different ways and try to find a solution. and we made it through, and that's very, I feel very proud about it.
Yeah. You mentioned before about having an interest in being an entrepreneur. Where did that come from?
It comes from family. I am from Venezuela. I used to own shoe stores.
Oh,
And yes, growing up, seeing my family working, in their own businesses always make me happy to, and, passionate about the process behind the scene, how a product comes to life. And I always was very fascinated with people who are able to create with their hands. So
hmm,
that's very, I'm very passionate about it.
yeah.
Yes.
What made you come to Canada?
Well, safety reasons in my country. Unfortunately, it's a beautiful country, Venezuela, but it's not safe, and
Yeah.
government is not the best. So we decided to find something better. And
Okay.
Canada is now home.
Yeah. So when you were, in that environment in Venezuela with your family and businesses, what do you think you learned from them about being an entrepreneur?
Well, yes, I carry the values, of course, their integrity, their, the way they see the world in a positive way. It can be a chaos, but we will always find the positive side,
Yeah.
and stay optimistic during challenging times, because at the end of the day we are all on the same boat. And when you have faith, is something that it will help you go through the tough moments, for sure. Yes, I carry the values in my heart.
Yeah. So when you look at Nancy, the retail sector, tell me how it's changed for you in the last few years, and what specifically how have you adapted and adopted different things to meet the changing environment?
Well, at the beginning, when we first started in 2017, I was looking, I didn't have, in mind, it's going to be women entrepreneurs. I'm going to be supporting women. In my head, I was thinking, I want to support little known brands, small businesses, because I felt identified with them. And I feel that they didn't have the representation in Calgary that they deserve. So I wanted to partner with these small businesses. I wanted to find ways to offer their products because they didn't have the representation.
Mm,
And as the businesses are growing, as the years start passing, I realized that I have chosen, without knowing, a group of women, and I felt very connected to them, and we brainstormed together, and we create designs together, and I decided this is how I feel good about this. Is during tough times, you wake up in the morning feeling, okay, what am I doing this again? And then when you realize the positive impact you are creating in so many families in life,
yeah,
you feel like, okay, this is why I want to do this, and I feel good about it.
yeah,
So it started happening, and I liked it, and that's how the concept was created.
yeah,
Work with women,
yeah.
and empower them, and feel supported by them, and encourage each other.
Yeah. So, Nancy, over the years, have you noticed in terms of the consumers more than wanting to purchase local stuff, and why?
Yes, yes, I see. It's beautiful. I love to see this. People have realized that it's important to keep the money in the city,
Yeah.
to make the economy better by supporting local. And I'm so happy that, to see that. When I first started, it wasn't a thing yet. And then, during COVID, things start shifting and changing. As I always said, something bad will lead you to something good.
Hmm.
And and this last Christmas was very amazing because like every customer agree with, okay, I love supporting local. I'm so happy to see these concepts growing in the city, and that's what we need, more conscious buyers,
Hmm.
because the money stays here. We help all these
Yep.
amazing, talented people that are local, and you don't need nothing. Like you don't need nothing outside of that. It's
Yeah.
all created here, and it's amazing. Yes, high quality, you name it.
So if somebody came up to you, a young person came up to you
Yeah.
and said they wanted to start their own business, what advice
Oh,
would you give them?
I will be happy. I have three beautiful girls, and I always encourage them to be, to create, to be looking for something to do to solve a problem. So
Yeah.
what I would say is, don't try to do things on your own. It's always good to find help. There
Mm,
is always someone willing to help, and you just have to ask. That's very important. I will also say that it is very excited, but it's also very challenging. And to stay curious, like you gotta be learning
mm.
all the time. Like you never stop learning. You always
Yeah.
have to find ways to to create and to learn something new and something different. Like nowadays you have to be able to combine online, to combine the physical store, to be on social media. It's a whole new world, and we have to be on top of it because it's changing constantly.
Yeah.
And I will also say, surround yourself but the right people, right? Great group of people that will support you. That's key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you get your help um, in all this?
Community. Part of them, I found them when I used to go from market to market to promote my lunch bag that eventually landed on Staples. And from there, I opened the business. But community was my best bet. Is telling the story and making people without knowing feel inspired about the story and wanted to join you because they also believe that's the right thing to do,
Yeah.
and then having that connection is what creates beauty.
Mm, yeah, exactly. What about in terms of being an entrepreneur, Nancy? Like, where have you drawn inspiration? Like, are there different businesses or business people that you looked up
Yes.
to and kind of
Oh, yes.
modeled
Yes.
or want or as role models?
Yes, for sure. Here in Calgary, I always look up to Twisted Goods, and I
Ah,
reach out to her for, advice as well.
yeah,
And she was one of my inspirations. Um, then out of the city, I always follow, women that are making a great impact, and I always feel very inspired by them. I believe in being sustainable and create a business that is conscious and sustainable. So
yeah,
I look up to amazing women like Jessica Alba that has created an empire, and she managed to also be, the mom and the business owner, and she's doing a great job. So yeah, I feel inspired by few women, many I would say around me. Also
yeah.
the talented women I work with that are amazing, incredible. They have their own jobs, and they, on the side do create what they love, and you can see that reflected in the product. So I always feel inspired around myself, around my community.
Then Nancy, you mentioned, you had three girls. I'm just wondering, how do you manage as a business owner and manage, family life as well?
Not easy,
Yeah,
not easy, and it's been since 2017. And well, it's a lot of time dedicated to the business, but anytime I have free time is dedicated to them. I love spending time with them, and what we say is not about the quantity, it's about the quality.
yeah,
So that's what we do. We take advantage of the small time that we have here and there. They're also very busy, and yes, when we get together, we make it count.
yeah. What are your plans for the business into the future?
My plan, my dream for my business is to become that little window that will showcase incredible product, unique, high quality, made. by women, not just local, but also international. I would like to be able to support also my side of the world, like Latin America, and work directly with the maker
Yeah.
and be able to showcase products that you don't see around that are hard to find, but are made by amazing artists.
Mm.
That's the vision I have.
Yeah. Do you create as well?
Sorry?
Do you create stuff as well?
Yes, well, as I said, I designed this lunch bag and then I also
Yeah.
designed handbags.
Oh, you do? Okay.
And I also, dream about going back to shoes and maybe one day I will be able to have my own line as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where does the inspiration for designing come from?
I always have an eye. I would say I have an eye for pretty things. I like to, help women look
Yeah.
amazing, like enhance their look and put together their accessories. I am fascinated by how an outfit can change just with the right accessories.
Yeah.
And I saw that, since very young, looking at my mom, she was always wearing pearls and waking up in the morning and amazing looking with makeup and hair done and she was always my biggest inspiration. And I was like, when do you stop caring? She's like, never. You never stop caring. You show up with your best look and your best face, and that will make an impact. It will just make sense, and everything else is gonna start working. And I learned that from her, and I carry that deep in my heart, and I believe that is true.
Yeah. Yeah. What,
You feel good, you act good,
yeah.
it's just a different
It's
vibe.
true, right? And it's kind of funny though, right? Because these days, because of COVID, everything changed, and so many things are now over this, right?
Right.
And
Yes.
they have all the stories about people working at home and they're wearing sweatshirts
Yes.
and sweatpants,
But
etc.
that's changing, Mario. I
Yeah,
believe that is changing. I can see it every day with my customers. They're missing the connection.
yeah,
We are built to have the connection with other humans, and that
yeah,
can only last very little time. Like we need to go outside and to see people and to
yeah,
interact.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So. So being, a mother and, and spending time with that, then on the other part of it, doing, the work itself, like what else, what do you do like for yourself? Like what passions or interests do you have for yourself?
I I like to wake up early. I like to, start very early when everything is quiet and but and I like to meditate, to think about how is my day is gonna be and to be grateful. And I also like to work out right after. So that's my time. That's what and I also when I can, I love to catch up with my friends. So that's something else I like to do. That's it. No time for anything else.
Yeah, I hear you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much, Nancy, for joining us today.
Thank you, Mario. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, that was Nancy Nasr, who is founder of Think Stunning. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, managing editor of Canada's podcast, today with Calgary's podcast. Thanks for joining us.